Good afternoon, Westwood, and welcome to the multi-purpose field, potentially someday Leslie Frank Field, after everything she's done for Westwood and the girls lacrosse, generations of Division I athletes, and Margot as well, sending a lot of Westwood players to Division I program. And I was just watching the UMass conference playoff game today, Robert Morris versus UMass. There is Lil Hancock from Westwood, Ava Connaughton from Westwood, and there's also Katie Peterson from Franklin on the team. And guess whose sister is playing in this game but Katie Peterson's sister, Erin Peterson. So coming full circle before we've even gone to tip-off, Evan.
Absolutely.
So we are ready to get underway here, taking the draw for the Panthers. Looks like number 24, Clara Bon-Gastainer, and the Panthers get the opening draw. So nice start for the Panthers to get the possession. Panthers coming in at 8-0, Evan. Having a great season so far. Wolverines 5-3. Wolverines are a very spirited game over the weekend versus Concord Carlisle, who is currently ranked in the Globe #1. Hey. So, you know, to come within a goal and to battle on the road like that really had to have been a really great game to see if you're head coach Margot Spatola and your squad.
Yeah, this should be a good game here, too. Two top 20 teams in the Globe as well. Like you mentioned, Franklin undefeated. Westwood, though, also in that top 20. And they had, like you mentioned, a great game versus Concord Carlisle, one of the top teams in the state, actually the top team in the state.
Yep. Per
the Globe, I'm sure per the MIAA rankings. We'll have to check it out later. There's a goal for Franklin.
Yep.
Early goal.
Franklin on the board first. There's a goal from number 12, I believe. Wait for confirmation. Number 12 is Ruby Rizgin with the goal.
So an early goal here, less than a minute in for the Franklin Panthers.
And taking the draw for the Wolverines, looks like Cassidy McMillan. And ball is in the air and a win by Franklin. So back-to-back draw wins for Franklin. Clara Blon-Gastainer, 2 in a row. And back to work they go on the Wolverine defensive end.
We've seen in these non-league battles for both boys and girls lacrosse, the big key of the game is going to be winning the draw controls, winning possession, and keeping your opponents, on the back foot. Winning the possession, it starts there. Jenny Mackin, one of the best in the state to do it. It's just going to be a matter of winning it over Franklin. When you get these top teams in the state, they're just as good as it. They have players just as good there as they're looking to draw it in. There's a shot there for number 24 for Franklin.
That's the draw control specialist helping out the effort with a goal for herself, Clara Blon-Gastainer.
So Franklin, 2 quick goals here early on, 2-0 already. But yeah, like we mentioned, it's going to be about winning draw control today, getting those wins early on, and just controlling the possession. Once Westwood can get the possession, good things will happen. It's just a matter of getting that first win.
Yeah, it's, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Draw control is probably the most common, but turnovers, knocking that ball loose, taking it the other way, maximizing turnovers too when you're not just getting them, but turning those into goals as well. So right back to the draw. Blon-Gastainer, McMillan. The ball is in the air. We have an infraction, gonna be a Wolverine ball. Gotta give a shout out to Cassidy McMillan, jumping in on the draw. She haven't seen much of that, obviously jumping in for Jenny Mackin, but giving it a shot and doing what she can. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to do. It is not easy. It's certainly an art. Jenny Mackin, one of the very best we've seen come through Westwood at the draw. And she is out with injury. And you know what? McMillan getting in there and not afraid to give it a try and work hard at it. You gotta love that leadership.
Yeah, it's a next man up mentality. You gotta be able to step up when your team needs you and help out the effort. And one of the hard things to do in lacrosse is win the draw controls.
So some strong defense by Franklin. As Hughes was looking for some daylight, they're gonna kick it out and restart their cuts. Here comes McMillan. McMillan working the outside. Ball gets knocked loose. goes out the end zone. That's going to be a turnover and going to be a Franklin ball. So good defense there. Franklin able to draw the turnover, and they get the ball back in their stick. They're going to work the breakout. Westwood, they're going to get their aggressive forecheck going as Franklin trying to work at the other side. Westwood forces a turnover and gets the ball back no less than 30 seconds later.
Yeah, huge to get a turnover there. That's going to be another key, you know. Franklin has shown when they maintain possession and they're keeping control, they can do dangerous things with it. They score 2 quick goals. So if you can get a couple turnovers here, you can, you know, help control possession of this game and help your effort here.
Fitzpatrick looking for some space. She's going to send it up top. McMillan. McMillan picks it up. She takes some contact but keeps going. Works away towards the net. Shot just goes wide. Nice hard shot on a power move by McMillan. Just missed to the left of the pole. Westwood right back at it. Fitzpatrick looking for Hughes. Hughes trying to cut through a couple defenders. She draws some contact. Going to be an infraction. She'll be on an off angle, so she'll be set up and most likely look to pass. We have seen some speed though from her, so wouldn't be surprised if she is able to create a better angle just from her feet. And she is going to take it towards the net. Holds on it, shot, and she scores. Bridget Hughes. My goodness. She is defining the odds with that goal. She had to split a couple defenders to open up the angle a little better and then put that in the back of the net to cut the lead in half.
Absolutely, but it's what you need if you're the Wolverines. You know, slow the Panther attack, get a goal on the board. Now it's only a 1-point game, and you're maintaining possession. You know, you're settling into this game here.
Bridget Hughes, we know she's a good player. She's borderline superstar right now. Actually, she is a superstar. What am I kidding? The amount of goals she scored this year, the amount of big goals she scored, the poise she shows. She's a big-time player in field hockey as well. Her leadership is incredible. And it's going to be another infraction on Franklin on the draw. Westwood's going to have the possession. And who other picking it up is Bridget Hughes. Hughes drawing some attention. She has about 3 on her. Ooh, and takes some contact. That might be a penalty. It is. We're going to see our first card of the game. Should be a yellow. So a yellow card. Westwood is going to go on the woman up.
Huge there for the Wolverines.
Yeah,
This is a great opportunity.
Can't have contact with the head, especially, you know, every now and then you hit it with the top of the stick, but when you hit it with the shaft of the stick, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and they're more likely to call it here, even if it's closer. You know, in girls, obviously they don't wear the helmets like they do in boys, so you know they're going to be a bit more strict on that. You see it there, and like you said, Wolverines and the woman up now. See if they can do some damage here and tie this game back up.
David Meredith looking to download a fellow junior, Emma Fitzpatrick. Mandeville. As Wolverines looking to create some space. There's Gannon going to the net. Shot, save. Ball on the ground. Franklin picks it up, but great job by Meredith. Knocks it loose, and she gets the ground ball. Great play by Ava Meredith looking for Mandeville, and that's picked off by Franklin. Franklin trying to work it up the field. It hit a deflection. Aaron Gannon, what an athletic move to go up and get that. As Wolverines lost the ball, then got it right back. Here comes Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick working towards the net. Contact with her stick when she shot it. Ball hits the turf. Westwood picks it up again. Harrington.
Yeah, you like to see that out of Westwood.
Great effort. Yeah.
The great effort, but also, you know, you're keeping the tournament there as we have, I
think that might be a timeout by Westwood. So that's actually a great timeout. You know, a lot of action for the Wolverines, but looking to kind of slow that pace down. You know, let some continuity come in within your game, and to really maximize the player up.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing there too is, you know, Westwood, now's a great time to adjust as well. You know, you're starting to kind of get those turnovers we talked about. You're seeing them, you know, keep it down on their possession and control the game, but now's a great time to adjust and sort of make any adjustments you might want as a coach and say, hey, you know, we know what they're giving us now. We've seen a little bit. We're about 6 minutes into this quarter. And just, you know, make some smart adjustments. It's a great timeout by Coach Patola. Westwood's starting to find their groove defensively. You know, a couple turnovers there. That was huge. But yeah, you know, set up a play here and see what you got.
Yeah, talk through it. Maximize the opportunity at hand. The next goal, if the Wolverines can get it, is a big one. Tying it back up after it looked like Franklin was going to get off to a real hot start. You know, they had won a couple draw controls and started to really get their offense going. if you can get that next goal, tie it up, you know, you completely change the course of how things started, and you got momentum on your side. So like you're able to get that next possession, you know, you're feeling pretty good. But I really like the call because you're slowing it down. You know, some turnovers, you know, Franklin's defense is clearly, you know, pretty sound. So being able to kind of just slow things down, really maximize the plays, the looks, the cuts, and what you're trying to accomplish out there, especially with one more player than they have on the woman up opportunity. So I'm not sure how much time is left on the woman up, but player still in the box area for Franklin.
Well, imagining it's a head injury. I would imagine the contact probably closer to a minute.
Two. I think 2 is the max.
It looked a bit more incidental, definitely not intentional, so I wouldn't imagine it's more than a minute.
You'll see a red card if it's really bad. As Hughes, just going left, right, finding the right angle, got to send it down low to Meredith. Meredith going to work it around. As Fitzpatrick looking for Gannon, that ball gets around, but great backup there by Hughes, able to pick it right back up. Great anticipation for Hughes to put herself in a position in case it did go long, and she was right there to keep that possession.
Another
3
whistle.
seconds. So an infraction on Franklin. Westwood going to start with it on the whistle.
Bridget Hughes has a
will
good
have
angle.
an angle, but I don't think she'll take it to the net just because there's a couple Franklin defenders. She's going to throw it towards the net. That was an interesting play. I'm not sure what was. Maybe she did it because she knew she was going to pick it off like that. Hughes looking inside to McMillan. Shot. She scores. What a goal by McMillan. Somehow found the back of the net. She went into traffic. Or are they going to know? They're going to say crease violation. So a crease violation called, which heard the whistle but didn't see any body language or movement from the ref until the goalie just put the ball in her stick.
Absolutely, that was a bit of a weird sequence of events there.
Usually
overall,
you see some kind of like, you know, X or no. As Franklin going to work the ball out. Here comes Longesteiner. Just going to settle it down.
So it's been.
So that's a big play. I mean, that looked from what looked like a goal is now a ball in the stick of Franklin's. A ball in the stick of Franklin as they look to add to their lead. Westwood defense well positioned, keeping players on the perimeter. That's a shot, and that is a goal. And that is Clara Blonga-Steiner, her second of the game. And that was a heck of a shot. She worked to the right to create some space, fire that on net, and able to put that in the back of the net. Put Franklin up 3-1. With 4 minutes 51 remaining here in the first quarter. So, I mean, that is a tough call on the no goal. You know, from what looked like it was going to be 2-2 is now 3-1.
Yeah, it's
2-goal swing.
It's just one of the ways that the sport can swing, you know? I mean, like you said, 2-2, now it's 3-1 instead. But, you know, for the Wolverines, they're making good progress, I think, offensively. You know, Franklin came out a little quicker, but, you know, if Westwood can continue to win these draw controls or even draw the infractions on Franklin here on these draw controls, they're going to be in a decent position. Franklin comes away with it there.
With another win. She's been very solid on the draws. Olivia Mason playing some strong D, forcing number 12, Ruby Riskin, to the outside. Riskin with a goal already today. Riskin had 1, and Blonga-Steiner has had 2. Franklin looking to slow the pace down.
I mean, right now they're in the driver's seat right now of this. And
good slide there. McMillan on the slide. Oh, great play there defensively. Shea able to knock that ball loose. Gets it on the ground. She picks it up. Olivia Shea able to knock that ball. Ball hits the turf. They're trying to create some space to pick it up, and then picked up by Franklin. Franklin with the ground ball. Ruby Resbin. And Westwood gets it right back. It's been a common theme today is both teams being able to knock the ball loose. That ball's knocked loose, but contact, going to be infraction. Westwood will stay with it. Merritt's going to send it over to Harrington. Harrington in the midfield works it up to Erin Gannon. So Erin Gannon, we didn't see her in the, I believe it was the Duxbury game, as Fitzpatrick going to the net, shot, scores, finds the back of the net. It looked like the goalie got the initial save, and then Fitzpatrick able to, or trickled in the back of the net for the goal. So love to see that. Fitzpatrick taking that to the net, not afraid to go through some traffic. You might take some contact, but you know what? Good things happen, and there was a good thing that happened there with the goal.
Great response by the Wolverines too, you know, get a turnover there, you know, after a draw control. You know, we saw early on 2 draw control quick goals for Franklin, but to get a turnover there, you know, keep your pressure on your defense and work it down, get a quick goal, that's huge for the Wolverines here.
Now we got Ellie Harrington, the playoff whisperer, big goal in the field hockey game, overtime game versus Masconomet. The niece to Todd Zaharik. I was out in Neshoba. I go, Coach, how are we doing? He goes, I'm here to watch my niece, Ellie Harrington, play. I go, we know of Ellie, the game-winning goal scorer in the Masconomet game. That's where legends are made. Oh, great job there. Gannon was able to knock the ball loose and then knocks it loose again. Gannon twice in 10 seconds able to knock the ball on the ground. Clean stick on stick.
It's huge because Franklin was driving right to the crease there, and they had a good angle on it too. We've seen them take a goal like that.
That's another goal, Blongastander. Her third, already got a hat trick here in the first quarter. Very impressive player. She's doing it all.
Yeah.
She's winning the draws, and then she's got a heck of a shot.
Absolutely. You have to be, you know, mindful of where she is on the field at all times. You know, appears to be one of the best players on this Franklin team, a team that's undefeated right now. And yeah, if you're Westwood, you know, just got to continue to win those possessions, get those turnovers. They're starting to get the ball loose and on the ground. They're starting to create those turnover opportunities for them. It's just a matter of capitalizing on it.
Turnovers that turn to goals. That's the key. It's like in tech sales, when we say price per performance. It's not just the price of something, but what's the price per performance? What are you getting out of the value from what are you getting in return? And same thing in lacrosse. When you get the turnover, what are you getting in return from that turnover? Are you getting a goal, or is the other team going the other way? So big possession win for the Wolverines, looking to answer to the Blongastainer goal. Meredith cut and looking for an inside cut. She's going to work it in herself. She can shoot it. She gets a rip on it, sends it inside to Fitzpatrick. She draws contact, and she'll have a look. A great pass inside. Fitzpatrick's already shown us already today. He's not afraid of the contact areas. She's got a great angle right down Broadway. Fitzpatrick to the net. That go off the post. That go looked like it went in and out. And White in the crease. It's going to be a Franklin ball. That was an awkward bounce. It looked like it might have. I thought it went in the net and came out of the net.
Definitely, it was off the post. It definitely had a funny sound to it, but
in hockey, you'll see as that ball is going to be a turnover, you'll see a ball go off the post in the net then out, and it can be funky sometimes. And it looked like that kind of awkward bounce, but nonetheless, Westwood gets the ball back as Hughes looking inside.
Still
makes a nice move, cutting a couple D. That gets knocked loose and then picked up by the Franklin goaltender.
1 minute left here now in the first quarter.
They'll take their time, yeah. With a minute left, 2-goal lead. You know, especially with Westwood's pressure they put on. I mean, it's really difficult to break out of your own end. But it helps if you got a speedster like this. Doing a good job. Number 20, really fast on her feet. Callie Joyce. And Franklin able to get it across. Blongastander trying to take it to the net, but cut off by Shea. Knocked loose by Mason. Shea still battling for it. That's going to be a whistle. That's called on Franklin. They got to hurry, though, because it's 18 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. I'm not sure if they're aware of it, but... Oh, Gannon almost got that. 10 seconds remaining. And pass it up. I don't know if they know. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, and that is gonna do it. So not much kind of urgency around that, and that might have been obviously to Westwood's benefit, but remember that. If Westwood is able to keep it, close by, you're gonna remember that, end. But that's gonna do it after the first quarter. Franklin with a 2-goal lead, up 4-2 on the Wolverines. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. And those years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, they complete the team. And that's at the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me. It built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back. Franklin with a 4-2 lead to kick things off in the first quarter. It's been impressive so far. I mean, there's a reason why they're obviously undefeated. In a good league, the Hockomock League. A lot of good teams in the Hockomock League when you think of King Philip, Canton. Franklin's always got a terrific hockey program.
Yep. We saw them in girls hockey this year too, I believe.
Yeah.
One of our non-league opponents.
Boys hockey Division I program.
Yep.
They had a girl, Deb Spillane, who was incredible. Her father was the Franklin coach for many years, and she ended up going from Franklin High playing with the boys to Boston College. Had herself a heck of a career at BC. That ball is airborne and a draw control by Bloga Snainer. She's not only a heck of a draw control specialist, but she's a big-time goal scorer too. It's interesting that at the college level you see a lot of people on the DC or taking the draw, their face-off get-off. But the ones that stay on the field, they usually will swap their stick out. There's like a face-off specialist, and there's just a certain thing to the face-off stick. It's nothing illegal, but you see a lot of them toss it out. And you see it happen in the boys' game too. But she keeps the same stick on there, so that's interesting. That ball got loose, but then picked up by Franklin. Ground ball by Bissinger. We saw it last year with Hopkinton, their face-off guy. He was a big-time goal scorer, and he would go to the bench just to get a new stick after a face-off. Franklin looking working inside. 2-goal lead, trying to add to that. Good defense by the Wolverines, keeping Michael outside. They're going to send it behind the net. X trying to go around. Shot goes wide. A little chase to the corner. Going to be won by Franklin. Good effort, though, by both teams. Harrington chasing that out for the Wolverines. Franklin had that angle. I'm going to start right from the corner kick area. That's on the stick of Vera Hansen. Hansen looking to work left. Nice slide by the Wolverines. Had some great slides thus far. Not just the defenders, but the midfielders helping out as well. Really on the same page. Pass inside, that gets by. Is picked up by Weeman. Weeman with the ground ball. As the Wolverines force that errant pass, a nice pass from Weeman up to Harrington. Harrington working the midfield, gets it across the 50, takes some contact, she keeps going. And we're gonna get a penalty on Wonga Stainer, so Wolverines will have a player up. It's gonna start on the 50 on the official's whistle. Must have been something contact. I'm not sure what happened, but
Yeah, I didn't quite see the contact there, but 1 minute I think I heard from the sideline over there in our headset. So
a big opportunity for the Wolverines here. Try and cut into the lead, get within 1. They still got some work to do to try and get that ball in. You know, as you know, Franklin's going to certainly do their darndest to try and knock it loose. Nice spin move by Harrington. She draws 2. Ball pops loose, but picks it up. She's going to work it in, but that ball gets knocked loose again. And Gannon on the spot, or still loose. Takes a Westwood bounce. What a high IQ play by Hughes. And Meredith picks it up with some contact by Franklin. Westwood will have it. So it was kind of a bit of a period of both teams trying to get that ball situated. There's a pass looking for Mandeville. Gets knocked loose.
Just out of her stick. If
Franklin trying to send it up, and great job by Olivia Mason, able to jump in front of that ball to gain the possession. And Wolverines back with the possession. On the player up, too. Meredith looking inside. She'll kick it outside. Harrington looking down low. Fitzpatrick in traffic. Holds on to it, does a good job. Do we get a whistle? Yes. So Fitzpatrick will have a nice look and an opportunity here. She has gotten very comfortable in high traffic areas, especially around the net. She's got a great angle here. It's not down Broadway like we saw in the first quarter, but nice angle to take it towards the net as that ball gets knocked loose, working its way towards the sideline. Franklin trying to pick it up, but I think they initiated it and went out of bounds. Westwood ball. Gannon wasted no time. She'll work it around to Mandeville. Mandeville over to Meredith. And right up to top to Harrington. Harrington looking down low again. That ball knocked out by Franklin. Ground ball scooped by Gannon.
We're all even
all
now.
Even.
So it was a 2-minute actually.
So all even. I think it was just one. What they did was Blungasteiner stayed up there and they had one of their players get kicked down low. We see that every now and then for long stick middies and whatnot. Ooh.
Ooh, and that's going to be
some contact
another.
there. That's a block. Going to be a Westwood possession. I'll see where the setup is. Does she have an angle? Where does... Also, you got to consider where are the Franklin defenders set up too. So it looks like she's got a pretty good angle. Shot, and that goes wide, but backed up by Hughes.
So Westwood getting some good offensive looks right now.
Here comes McMillan. She's got some space, but that closed real quick as she was working, and sends it over to Harrington. Harrington goes in. Pass down low to Gannon. Meredith trying to carve some space. That shot just left. And great positioning there by Fitzpatrick. Keep the ball in Westwood's stick. Harrington. McMillan, wait till you see the shot, Evan. She's got an absolute rocket of a shot, and she draws a foul. That's actually, it looks like it's going to be off ball. So an off ball whistle. And a Franklin player is going to be set up outside. And they'll just reset. Gannon, a 3-sport standout. Ball knocked out of her stick. Franklin gets the possession. Morgan Level. She's going to work it back. Let's look it up the middle. Nice pass, but Westwood right there. Shea forcing Franklin outside the middle of the field. Going to force it on the right side is Erin Peterson. Erin Peterson, younger sister Katie Peterson. Katie on the UMass Minute Women. They had a big win today over Robert Morris. And they're going to play on Saturday for conference championship versus Akron, I believe. You get that conference championship win, you know what the next game is, Evan? NCAA playoff game. And you get an automatic bid. So a lot on the line for that UMass team as Blungasteiner takes it to the net and she scores. That is her 4th goal of the game.
4th goal of the game, first one of this quarter too.
Yeah,
It's been
had
well
3 in the
over-
first and her first of the second.
Well over 7 minutes here in the first quarter or second quarter, excuse me. And like you mentioned though, 4 goals for her. She's been a huge impact player for them. And you know,
So fun fact, Evan, Franklin. Do you know where it got its town name from?
I'm gonna guess probably a historical figure. I'm gonna guess Ben Franklin.
You were right on the money. So
I-
if this is the Westwood Living Sports Show, you'd be getting major props.
Maybe I should have.
But yeah, when I found out that it was Ben Franklin, I was like, interesting. You know, and it was also eye-opening. Like, yeah, duh. You know, I should have known. And Blomgesteiner gets the win right after her goal.
Yeah, it was just a guess, but I imagine Massachusetts, such a historic place.
Yeah.
Imagine some of these names.
Need more of that. You know, need some more U.S. Figureheads for town names.
We got Revere, Paul Revere.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I'm trying to think of any more. I'm sure one will
But
come to
you
me.
got to say it right though, Evan. Revere.
Revere.
Revere Beach, kid. You know,
Yeah.
Revere Beach during the summer. Franklin, 3-goal lead. Their offense has been clicking behind the stick of Blomgesteiner, who's not only winning the draws, but she's scoring. And there was
There's
another
another one.
goal for Franklin. And number 22, Vera Hansen. That's her first of the game.
So
And that's Franklin's 6th goal of the game to go up 6-2.
yeah, starting to find a groove here now. After a pretty quick scoreless second quarter, 2 quick goals back to back for Franklin. Excuse me. But for the Wolverines, like we've said all game, just about, can you win a couple possessions? We've seen them have some good looks offensively, but can you capitalize on those offensive possessions when you get them?
Harrington and Blomgesteiner are going to take the draw. Franklin up 6-2, 4:22 remaining in the first half. McMillan and Hughes on the wing. That's a clean win. Right in the stick of Vera Hansen, the goal scorer, the most recent goal scorer for the Panthers. Also trying to create some pressure. That ball gets through. Going to be a battle to pick it up off the turf as some contact on Harrington out of bounds. That'll be Westwood's ball. Not a lot of space to work with as that ball was working its way out there. Harrington, though, put herself in a great position to just protect the ball and took that contact to earn the possession. Nice move there. Shea able to evade a couple attackers as she gets that ball into the offensive area for the Wolverines. Let them get to work. They got some homework left as they're down 4, looking to cut into Franklin's lead. Franklin up 6-2. 3:30 remaining here in the first half. McMillan with the shot, and that is what we are talking about.
And we have
However, there's a whistle.
It's not going to count.
Oh, you can't shoot into a player. She went, and she's going to be, it's
Sent
going to be a
off.
penalty too.
Oh, wow.
So, unfortunate. But I think the rule is you can't shoot at a player. I thought she used the player as a screen because it was kind of sideways, but
Yeah, not
it's
sure.
that was a heck of a shot.
It was. I mean, it was a great
it was
shot.
an
but,
absolute rip.
that's the other thing for the Wolverines here. A little bit of unfortunate luck. That's now 2 goals wiped off the board here as a result of callbacks, either penalties or the crease violation we saw in the first quarter. So, and that first goal we saw wiped away led directly to a Franklin goal. So, a little bit of luck could be a different game for the Wolverines here.
And just like we saw earlier when the goal was called back for Westwood in the first quarter, Franklin gets the possession and looking to make it a 2-goal swing. Big swing. Total momentum taken out of your sails and then put right in the stick of the other team as they look to capitalize. Looking for Blomgesteiner. Ball gets deflected. And that's picked up. It looks like we have a new goalie in the net. It looks like May Ziegler. Owen Ziegler's younger sister in goal for the Wolverines. May Ziegler a freshman.
Some trust in a freshman goalie.
Yeah.
You know, hey, what more larger of an opponent than one of the best teams in the state in Franklin to get one of your early first varsity starts. Not sure if it's her first varsity start, but
Well, she
I mean, not start, excuse me,
yeah,
but experience.
I'm sure she got some experience in some of the TVL games, but non-league, no question about it.
Yeah.
Definitely a first peek at a non-league, one of the big non-league games they have. The Wolverines down 4. They got to get going as a minute 33 remaining here in the half. Trying to end the half on a momentous note.
Absolutely. If you can get a goal here this last 90 seconds of play, you know, it's something you can carry with you into halftime. You know, instead of being down 4, you're down 3. It's a bit better a position to be in. You're still within it. Not that they're out of it right now, but
you know they were still on the down a player, so McMillan out there. So now I understand the patience there, but still got to get a goal before the half as we're about to be a minute remaining here in the first half. Hughes pulls it out then to work some speed towards the net, able to take it towards the net, and she scores. Beautiful execution. Bridget Hughes working the spins, cuts a couple players, and takes it to the net. The lefty finish for the goal, and that will carve into it and make it a 3-goal game.
You know, and there's still 57 seconds on the clock. You know, there's still
if you
plenty
get a
of
quick
time.
win, if you get a quick win, take it down. I mean, you'll be thinking about that for the rest of the half.
It could be a huge momentum swing for the Wolverines. Instead of down 3, down 2. You know, once again, if you keep helping your effort here late, it just helps you go into the half. Instead of being down 4, you're down 3, the mentality changes just a little bit. You just, okay, you know, hey, we have some good momentum going into halftime. Still need to make some adjustments. Still need to work on capitalizing on these draw controls, capitalizing on turnovers. Like you mentioned, opportunity per performance, I believe, or price per performance.
Price per performance,
so,
yeah.
You know, if you're translating that to the
People
cross
are like, what the
field,
heck are you talking about? I'm like, "Yeah, that's how my brain works. ADD.
Understand.
What do we
We're
got?
gonna-
It's going to be a
it's
Westwood
gonna be
ball
Westwood.
and fraction.
fraction.
And we talked about it. If West could get this and maximize, but that ball gets knocked loose.
You're going to expect to see Franklin a little more aggressive here, but, you know, they have to be a little careful
And
as
Franklin
well.
gets the loose ball and they scoop it. So ground ball for Franklin after Westwood got the face-off from an infraction. Some contact stick on stick by Mason, but the ball stays in the stick. Good job by Izzy Cross to maintain that possession.
Well, now if you're Westwood, you're thinking, hey,
Yeah.
prevent something here. Maybe keep it at 3.
So you go from one scenario of Westwood with the ball in their stick, 54 remaining, to now Franklin with it in their stick as the clock is winding, 15 seconds and counting. Westwood looking to keep the scoreboard at 6-3. Franklin looking to add to that, and that is a fraction on Franklin. Westwood's going to have the
6
possession with 7
seconds.
seconds. Clock's winding down. They're not going to have enough time to get it down the field, but they'll try as McMillan sends it up, and that is going to do it for the first half. So Franklin coming out strong, and it's going to take a 6-3 lead into the first half. Evan, any final thoughts on your thoughts from the first half?
Yeah, like I said, you just have to capitalize off those opportunities, off those turnovers, off the draw controls, and just, you know, get more shots on net. I think if you're Westwood, if you're Franklin, you know, you're in the driver's seat, but Westwood's still behind. You got to also, I think, win those opportunities. But overall, I think you're going to see an exciting second half.
No question about it. Well, we'll take a quick break, folks. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Girls Lacrosse. We'll be right back for the second half.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. And those years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, they complete the team. And that's at the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me. It built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
About to kick off the second half. Franklin with a 6-3 lead on the Wolverines. And Franklin has been, as advertised, you know, undefeated in the league, top 10 team, I believe, in the Globe.
Yep.
You know, some very impressive play out of them. Wolverines finding their bearings a little bit. And Wolverines are a good second half adjustment team. I got a lot of optimism about the adjustments that they'll be making as we have freshman May Ziegler in net. So get our first look at her, as I had the opportunity to see her during practice when I was putting together the season preview, and she was very impressive. You know, seems like kind of like it's got the John Bertone, like Bridget Hughes kind of personality trait of just loving the game.
Yeah.
You know, of just loves practice, loves working hard, you know, at the craft and whatnot. As that shot saved by Ziegler, and then picks up the ball. So big save by freshman May Ziegler. She sends it over to Lizzie Weeman. As that was a big save, it was Ziegler on save on Blungasteiner.
Absolutely.
Blungasteiner with 4 goals.
Yeah, huge save for Ziegler there, and you know, what a big time save here in the second half. You know, counting down here as we get going. You know, Westwood. You know, still plenty of time left in this game, but you want to get something going, and it starts there with a great save by Ziegler, the freshman.
There's a future Salve Regina Seahawk right there, Lizzie Weeman.
Absolutely.
She moves the ball up to allow the Wolverines to bring it into Franklin territory. Nice job. Save. And the Wolverines able to work that ball all the way down the length of the field. Here comes Hughes. Hughes gets the call as she was cutting it inside, and she'll have a look towards the net on an off angle. And shot and a goal.
Huge for the Wolverines there. That now cuts the lead down to 2. But like you mentioned, you know, it was about, we talked about at the end of the second quarter there. Hold, you got a goal late, maybe not left up 1 to Franklin. Capitalizing off the turnovers is what we talked about going in the half. And they did there, capitalize off that save by May Ziegler and turn it into a point.
That was a big goal. And you know, it started with, it was before the goal was, she took that to the net. You know, it's like basketball, just trying to take it to the net, trying to score, draw a foul if you can't, but, you know, get things going. And that's what the Wolverines need to do, is get things going. And Hughes, a leader for the Wolverines, was getting that call, taking it to the net as that ball goes airborne. McMillan had it for a second, popped out of her stick, ball still on the ground, and then picked up by Franklin. Picked up by Morgan Lovell. As that's the game has been about, you know, turnovers and ground balls. A lot of ground balls today, and Franklin on the winning the ground ball advantage thus far versus the Wolverines.
It's huge for the Wolverines. Oh, and there's a little collision. You're going to see it stay with Westwood there.
Yeah. Mason recently committed to, she's going to be going to University of Miami. It's going to be a Hurricane. She takes contact again on the sideline. It's going to be a Westwood ball. Now, do we have the Westwood Boys Lacrosse team here supporting?
Absolutely. Show some support for their group.
Yeah. They were getting loud on the sidelines, you know, as the contact was going on. And Gannon trying to pick up the ball. She does.
They have a big non-league matchup this weekend as well against Needham.
We'll be there on Saturday.
Should be a fun one.
Saturday night game, rare Saturday
night. Looking ahead at the weather, looks to be a little. I'm seeing rain on the radar.
Are you? Well, we'll be in the booth. So
we'll be nice and dry, but you know, nothing. There's a little. I kind of enjoy a rain game every once in a while.
Harrington trying to go towards the net. That ball goes wide. Meredith there. Meredith takes some contact. She's going to pull it out to the side, looking for a cutter. Holds on it. And she's got to take it herself, working towards the net. Great slide there by Franklin. Able to. That space was there for a moment and then closed up a second later. McMillan works it inside, shot, save. Loose ball in front that was picked up by Gannon. Opportunistic play there by Gannon to jump on that ground ball. We were talking about earlier how Franklin's had the upper hand in ground balls. Now Westwood getting some key ground balls as they're looking to get within one. 2-goal game right now as Meredith works it inside, shot that is saved and goes behind the end line. Gonna stay with Westwood.
Good look for Meredith, just a bit high
Nice
there.
move too. Here comes Fitzpatrick, has some space going through traffic, able to keep the ball on her stick. Westwood with a little pep in their step now. They've certainly woken up a little bit more in the second half here. Some great adjustments made. A little more aggressive, certainly assertive. Not to say that they were asleep in the first half, but more foot on the gas here thus far to kick off the second half.
Well, I think Westwood's sort of ramping up their attack a little more strategically than, they're seeing what Franklin gives them and how they adjust as they go through the game, and they're kind of responding to it. But right now, they're controlling it. There's a shot from
Meredith the shot. Bridget Hughes well positioned. Hughes.
It's these opportunities right here where you want to capitalize. You've had possession for a few minutes now in this game. You've kept it on your zone, but you know, as time continues to tick and you're down, you want to capitalize on these opportunities. There's another shot.
That was a heck of a shot, heck of a save. McMillan with the shot. Saved by the Franklin goaltender, Cody Lai.
Franklin.
Cody's just going to drop it in the crease area to allow one of her teammates to pick it up. And they're going to try and get the breakout. Ball knocked loose. Fitzpatrick's able to pick it up, but then a whistle. It's going to stay with Westwood.
That's
you take
huge.
it right to. Can you know how you can just kind of sometimes just pick it right up? I don't know if they allow you from that area. Oh, it's going to be a shooting.
Well, Fitzpatrick's
It's going to be
an
an 8 meter. So Fitzpatrick will have it on an angle. It's a pretty good angle where that's shot and a save again by Lay.
Well,
and she's going to work the quick breakout looking for Bessinger. Bessinger working it up ahead over to Lovell.
huge break for Franklin there, actually, because Fitzpatrick had an open net in front of her. She just juggled it there for a second before she was hit and got that shooting space. But overall, great look for Fitzpatrick, rather, but just a bit juggled. If she had kept it there, it would have been Wolverines' 5th goal. But now it's time for the Westwood defense to show.
That's a shot, and that's a goal. Franklin able to answer Westwood's goal.
Yeah, excellent job by Franklin. I mean,
Goal by number 20.
Yeah.
I think it's 20, yep. Goal by number 20, Callie Joyce. Her first of the game.
But, you have a 3 or 4 minutes down on your net, and to get a turnover quickly, especially after a good shot by Fitzpatrick, and get a goal there quickly, that's huge for momentum for Franklin.
And Franklin able to go back up to a 3-goal lead. Up 7-4. Right back to the draw. Logastainer, tip it to herself, she picks it up clean. She's been an asset, to say the least, for the Panthers. Not only are the DCs, but she's got 4 goals of her own on the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, huge contribution is big reason why Franklin has that 7-point lead, like you said.
Trying to work it inside through Westwood, able to knock that loose, knocked it out of the stick of Claire Mitchell. Franklin able to get it back. And a timeout called by Franklin. So a timeout called by Franklin with 4 minutes 59 remaining here in the third. And we'll take a quick break ourselves.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. And those years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, they complete the team. And that's at the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me. It built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Both teams back on the field. Franklin calling a timeout as they have the 3-goal lead on the Wolverines, 7-4. Something Coach saw that you want to talk through. You know, about to pick things right back up. Clara Blungasteiner going to start with it. As Franklin going to work it around. That's a move inside and a goal. That was a heck of a shot under the bar. I believe it was by Ruby Riskin. That's her second of the game. She scored the first one and she just scored the 8th one.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a shot.
An excellent goal, like you said. Franklin saw something they liked there, set it up. Great drawn-up play by Franklin. Puts them up 4 now here with 4:47 left in the third.
Yeah, Franklin with their largest lead of the game.
They're going to continue to look to add on to it here. But
Westwood trying to get things going on the draw control. There's another win by Blungasteiner. She takes some contact. That's going to be a penalty on Westwood. It's going to be a yellow card on McMillan.
and you can hear some
Margot does not agree.
disagreement on the field,
Yeah.
yeah, from not just the coaches, the fans as well.
And I think Margot's trying to check with the other official to say, did you see her hit her in the head or was it stick? But nonetheless, it's going to be a penalty on McMillan.
These refs have been a bit more strict with it, I think, today too. You've seen a lot of calls on that.
Yeah, seen a lot of cards.
Yeah. So, obviously something that's played a factor in this game. The refs playing a little bit of interference. We've spoken to refs in the past, Andres specifically for soccer. Says you
Pass inside, that's a goal. Well, Franklin able to take advantage of the player up, and they score, and that's another goal by Risbin.
And Morgan, I have to ask you now, this is not like hockey where the player on the penalty stays out.
Yeah, there's non-releasable, so the player going to stay in. So they're going to continue to have. So what Westwood's trying to do is get that possession and just let that clock tick where they get the player back out there.
Yeah. So if Franklin moves quick, I don't know what it's going to be. If it's going to be a minute penalty, a 2-minute penalty, it's a head contact. We've seen a bunch of those today, and I'm sure the refs are trying to, keep players longer if they keep doing penalties. But, if Franklin can capitalize quick, they're probably looking to, hey, we have this chance here. We can add a couple goals on.
Yeah. Yeah, they call it non-releasable. There's certain penalties that are non-releasable, meaning when you score, the other team that has the player up scores, that player stays until the completed time.
So
another win by Franklin on the draw.
See another infraction on Westwood as they're going to work it in.
Got the boys across, close by. As that's another goal.
But this is what we talked about with the strategy, Like you said, a non-releasable penalty on McMillan. This is where Franklin's going to try to capitalize,
That's Ruby's fourth goal. And I heard an LFG from here after the goal.
You have to imagine they're probably fired up.
Yeah.
Because we have a timeout here, I believe, on Westwood.
Yeah.
But, you have to imagine they're fired up right now. They still have, it's only been about 20, 30 seconds in this penalty. You imagine if it's a minute, they still have another 30 seconds. If they can get another goal here, that's a huge 3-point swing off of one draw control. And that's to say, we're just assuming it's off
Franklin's looking to put the game away. It's 6-goal lead. That's that's a tough. That's not necessarily an insurmountable lead, but it's close.
It's tough, but you know they're probably looking to get to that.
Because you got to win draw, you got to score goals and win draws, and that's what Franklin's been doing, and it's going to be tough to carve into.
You also have to imagine they're going for that 14-point mark right now, because that would put them at 10.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, that would put them under the running clock.
It starts with the next goal, so. Obviously that's a.
Oh, does it?
No, I meant you got to get the next goal.
Oh, okay.
That's where your focus is. If you're
Absolutely.
Franklin or Westwood, is getting that next goal. But that's more of a long-term goal through the game, is trying to accumulate that. But
and put it away. Yeah.
You can't be looking at that when
No.
you got to win the draw. You got to do a lot of things to be able to get there.
Sure.
But Westwood's got to score that next one. It is the most important goal of the game, in my opinion. Is it's still going to be a big lead after you score, but you got to start with one. Get it to within 5.
Yeah.
See it go into the back of the net. Get some flow going on the draw controls. If you can get that ball on the ground and work it to an open area where you got some teammates and players to pick it up cleanly, that's the goal.
Yeah, like you said, it's a game of momentum, and it's a game of getting that next one. This next goal for both teams is going to be the most crucial one. For Franklin, you get that one, you're really starting to put it out of reach for your team and help your effort. But if you're Westwood, you get that one goal. We've seen crazy things happen. This is a team that can score fast. Both teams can score fast, as we've seen. Anything can happen, but it does matter who has the momentum. Right now, Franklin is in the driver's seat. So for Westwood, it's just about doing the simple things, going back to the fundamentals. Win the draw control, win the turnovers, play solid defense. If they can do that here, they can get that next one.
Yeah. So we see Ava Meredith on the draw. We got Harrington on the wing, as well as Hughes. So Westwood still with McMillan in the box. Ball goes up. Another clean win by Franklin. Blungasteiner, she's had at least 12 draw controls today. It's been a major reason for the 6-goal lead by Franklin. We're going to look to add another one. That was a
Great
shot
save.
and a save by Ziegler. On a point-blank look by Peterson. It was a heck of a shot by Peterson, and Ziegler able to get the stick on that.
Yeah.
As
Just tipped it up just a bit and got it right over the net. It was a high shot.
Ziegler is unintimidated.
It's
Some heavy shots, and she's not backing down.
it's like you said, it's a huge thing for a freshman. No matter what.
These are some hard shots. I mean, these are kids who are going to play at the next level, shooting at her.
It's great experience.
She's not afraid.
No.
So Franklin's still on the man up, trying to work it around. Trying to add to their 6-goal lead. That ball gets loose. Ziegler's trying to get a stick on that as a battle ensuing behind the net. That's going to be an infraction on Westwood. Will stay with Franklin as we're all even. So McMillan, penalty is up.
Now it's just about getting that turnover.
Franklin working it inside, and they score another. Goal by Maisie Streisman. That's her first of the game. And Franklin opening it up.
Yep.
7-goal lead, 2 minutes, 13 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've found their momentum. They've found their stride, what's working for them. And like you said, they've opened it up. They've made it a few goals here now, I believe.
We're going to see Charlie Jurgens now in the game. A freshman called her name during the soccer season.
Yep.
Pride of the Mace.
One of the 4 freshman soccer stars for Westwood Soccer. Looking to have a big sophomore season next year in the
Bright
fall.
future for Westwood Girls Soccer.
Played a lot of meaningful minutes.
Harrington going to take the draw. the Wolverines. That one gets launched, works its way towards the Westwood attack. Mandeville battling for it. And Hughes picks it up cleanly through some serious traffic. There was a lot of players in that area, and she picked it up quick and was able to avoid it being knocked out of her stick. So Westwood in dire needs to score, but Franklin able to knock the ball loose and regain that possession. Westwood forced the pass.
It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to stay with.
That's going to be a Westwood ball. You can hear some of the language sometimes, and it's so relatable.
Yeah.
The ball gets loose, you know. You've been there.
Yeah, listen, it happens.
Yeah, human.
You know,
Hysterical.
It's always fun when when you can hear kind of, when you're down here, you know, you get a little
Field
better
level.
Yeah, you can hear it a little better. You know, when we're in the booth or it's baseball or softball, we're kind of out in no man's land where, you know, can't really hear what the players are saying. Here you can hear it.
You have a whistle.
And it's going to be a violation on
crease
white.
Violation on white.
And a minute here. You wonder if Franklin's just going to eat it or they're going to look to make something quick happen.
Well, 56 seconds. They're going to work it up. Nice pass right up the middle. I think you're going to work it to the outside. Sorry if I'm in the way, Evan.
You're just a little bit, but you're good.
Yeah, I'll get out.
It's happened a few
in your
times.
direction. Cahill worked it up for Franklin. We're going to see what they do. 37 seconds. I'm hearing last shot from the being shouted from the sidelines, from Franklin's sideline, is they want to make sure that they are the only people shooting before the end of the quarter sounds. Just like basketball, making sure that if there's going to be a shot, it's going to be you and only you, as there's some contact there and ends up in the stick of May Ziegler. Blogesteiner took some contact as she was shooting. And Ziegler, nice strong breakout pass. Sends it up to Gannon. And that is going to be the horn for the third quarter. So Franklin opening the game up. They're up 11-4. We'll take a quick break, folks. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Girls Lacrosse.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. And those years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, they complete the team. And that's at the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me. It built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. About to kick off the fourth quarter. Evan Carter, Mito Morgan Donahue here. And to end the third quarter, it was 5 unanswered goals by Franklin to make it an 11-4 lead, which is, they've opened the game up, and it started at that draw control. You know, Westwood took some penalties where they were able to take advantage of, but I think Franklin's had all the draw controls to start the second half and continue in the second half, and we're in the fourth quarter now, so Franklin's won all of them. Such an important part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin with the possession. They'll work it around. I'm going to send it up top to the hot hand, and Longesteiner. She's working it inside, makes a nice move. Saved by Ziegler. Catches a piece of the face mask. Ziegler, fearless. Looked like Longesteiner made a nice move, and then she had some daylight and went right to the net, and Ziegler there to get a piece of it, and then that one goes in the back of the net on, I believe, another goal.
Yep.
Number 22, Vera Hansen, her second of the game. It was a nice move. She picked the ball right up after the missed shot, or the save by Ziegler, and then darted right to the net. 12-4 lead now for Franklin.
I think it's 6 unanswered for Franklin this half.
These two teams played in the state championship in 2021. It was a state championship, Evan, Westwood versus Franklin. Guess where it was? At Franklin High School.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you don't see that happen often.
No home field advantage
Yeah,
there.
but we see things happen time to time. Neutral sites. We saw a Cape game.
We did.
We saw a neutral site game. Wolverines took on Falmouth right in their backyard, but no harm, no foul. Westwood went out and won it. And guess who won the state championship in 2021?
Westwood.
The old Westwood Wolverines. It's funny how things balance out sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Just got to go out and win the game. No excuses.
Yep.
Good competitors. Just find a way to get it done. And here comes Jillian Walsh making a nice clear. She started that about 70 yards back, and she's not done. She's working it towards the net. She's going to hold on it, passes it to Hughes. Great job, Jillian Walsh. Those Walsh twins can play some lacrosse, huh?
Yep.
Greg Walsh having a fantastic season for the boys. As Meredith looking to get it towards the net. She shoots, she scores. Nice move. Ava Meredith, power move. She wasn't taking no for an answer. She was going to work through whatever was in front of her and fired off a great shot to get Westwood back on the board. Westwood scored the first goal in the third quarter and then didn't score one after that after Franklin scored 5 unanswered. And then Westwood back on the board with their 5th goal on a nice shot by Ava Meredith. Now you see a shot like that, a move like that, they have the pieces. It's just being able to maintain possessions and get those opportunities like that.
Right.
So the pieces are there. It's just about everything all coming together, So even with a lead like this, I'm not concerned about this Westwood team. It's a team full of winners and kids that will figure it out. They always do.
Absolutely.
And Westwood gets the win on the draw control. A nice effort there. Hughes picks it up. She's going to try and work it to the net herself. Ball gets knocked out of her stick. She had it for a second and then picked right back up. And number 22, Maisie Streeman. These ground balls have been a battle all game. Both teams fighting hard for them. Nice clear pass right up the middle. Ends up in the stick at number 20, Joyce. Joyce going to work it up herself as Westwood looks to close in. Ball pops out of her stick. Here comes Olivia Mason. Mason, one of the captains for the Wolverines. 2-sport captain. Soccer and lacrosse. There's Charlie Jurgens. Works it up to fellow soccer player Aaron Gannon. Two players are not afraid to score some goals in soccer.
Nope.
There's Fitzpatrick looking for an angle. Holds on it, shot, save. Ball pops out into space, picked up by Franklin. Westwood trying to close in, knocked that loose. 3 onto Franklin's 1. She's looking for some help as Westwood, some contact there. That might be a penalty or a whistle at the least. The headgear came off. It's going to stay with Westwood.
Okay.
So Westwood wasted no time. Fitzpatrick sent it up top, but missed on the connection with Gannon. Picked up by Olgastander. Olgastander has some speed going, looking to try and work it towards the net. Shea made some contact. That's going to be a whistle. And they'll stop it and start it right back up. Good effort by Shea. Just just a little bit off on the stick positioning. Caught a piece of Lungastander. I'm going to restart that as the clock is running. It's not a running clock per se, but it's, Franklin going to take their time. Still got the Canadian geese out, Evan.
Well, we
You can
saw
hear that
one.
That's a loud one.
We saw a couple yesterday at track too. I noticed.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
couple
you
of the geese.
had your eyes open, huh?
I saw. Well,
You
they were
had the
flying over
blinders on when it comes to the laps and whatnot. That's going to be an infraction. Might be a yellow card, and it is. The stick went above the head. And that is going to be a dangerous play, and Shea is going to go off. It'll be a woman up for Franklin.
Yeah, I mean, but no, we had a couple.
I figure with a town named after Ben Franklin, the mascot would be, like the Americans or like the.
Quincy has the presidents.
They do. They got the cap, the president's cap.
Well, I'd imagine Quincy's John Quincy Adams.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Or yes.
So there's another one. We got 3 now.
Adams, Mass. Does that fall under Adams? You think? It's kind of like out in Western Mass, no?
Yeah, but
So fun fact, if you're still watching, folks, we watch every minute, Evan. So we always like the fun facts late in the games.
Yeah.
But the fun fact, Westwood was actually, the town name was considered to be Nahat.
Yep.
Or
Nahattan.
But it sounded too much like Nahat, they said no.
Yeah.
So Westwood was the play, and we could have been the town of Nahattan.
We could have.
Yeah.
That I did know. That I have a book. I'm sure you probably have seen the book.
Comes Meredith. Shot, she scores. Coast to coast, Ava Meredith with the goal. And she has been a bright star in this game with her effort and the goals that she's able to put in the back of the net, really showing what her game is. She's a heck of a player. She's going to be playing at Springfield College in 2 years. But my goodness, what a goal. I mean, you typically see her goals coming from the X position, working it towards the net. But what a unique goal, seeing her coming from the midfield and making a nice strong move and finding the back of the net. She's gotten consistently better each game, and she's already a terrific player. So, I mean, she has got superstar potential. That ball up in the air, and a win by Franklin. Westwood able to get a piece of that clear, and what a play by Olivia Mason, but the ball goes out of bounds. Exceptional effort. She got a stick on that pass, jumping in front of it like it was a football interception. So that's going to be a timeout. Franklin, interesting timeout call when you're up 7 with 5:46 remaining.
Yeah, but coach didn't like what she saw and took the
setting
timeout.
that precedent, it doesn't matter if it's 1 goal or 7, you want to set that precedent with the team. In football, those will typically annoy coaches, when a team is up. And
I'm sure that's probably the same in lacrosse as well, but
game's not necessarily out of hand. I mean, 7 goals, you got to score a goal every 40 seconds or so.
Give or take at this point, yep. But, I mean, definitely an uphill battle, but, still, I mean, Franklin right now in the driver's seat.
6 goals, what am I saying, 7? My math is, Mr. Mao would be blushing if he was sitting near me right now.
Mr. Mao, yes, he
He'd
would.
be blushing.
Well, we've texted him a couple math questions lately. We were asking him the probability on score outcomes for
he said
lacrosse.
it wasn't his forte. He said it was more of a statistics. I go, Mike, you are a borderline
I bet he could do
NASA scientist, my man. He's selling himself short.
I think more so.
I think he just didn't want to do the work.
I don't think he wanted to do math on his break.
No, he didn't want to math. It's like
I don't blame him.
You don't want to bring sand to the beach.
No.
Don't bring sand to the beach.
Absolutely not. Mike wants to enjoy his break at that point. We texted him the day before that Mansfield game for boys lacrosse.
Yes, he likes the check-ins.
Yeah.
Always get a kick out of seeing him. Always a good laugh. Just a big smile on his face.
Yep. Always fun. Provides some extra
the game
commentary.
day gang, when you see Mike, you see Owen Ziegler.
Yep.
Tom Lydon every
Lilla.
now and then.
Yeah. Paul.
Paul, absolutely. Michael Rector. I feel like we see him every game.
Mike, we do. Mike.
Rich, awesome guys. Mila Mandeville, as Westwood gets the possession back, she's been a player that has had a big game so far this season, making some great moves to the net, scoring some goals. Really, I talked to Coach Margot Spatola after the Duxbury game, and I said I was very impressed with Mila Mandeville. She showed a lot of poise under pressure. And that's a good sign when you see the players that are playing the best when the pressure's there and the lights are really bright. And Mandeville was one of those players.
Yeah. Also staying very active in the community, has a podcast with Westwood Media Center.
Yeah, multi-talented. As Meredith looking to go to the net, she scores! The Bulldogs are getting through a couple players unafraid and then finds the back of the net.
Well, Westwood looking to make something happen here now. Now cut the lead to 5.
She's got a hat trick now. She's got the last 3 for the Wolverines. A little pep in her step, love to see it. There's, when you have tough losses, obviously still time on the clock, but there's always positives you take, and one of the positives take this game is Ava Meredith. You know what? You need some of those players that say, give me the ball, see what I do with it. And that is like, where you just have manufactured momentum, when you have someone who's a momentum-creating machine. And Meredith has been showing that. Last 3 goals for the Wolverines. Wolverines get another win. Harrington.
If Westwood can keep winning these draw controls and maintain the possession,
you can make it interesting, no question about it. They got the draw control. Next thing you got to do is you got to get one in the back of the net. If I'm the Wolverines, I'm looking for number 2-3 right now. She's the hot hand, 3 in a row. And it's in her stick right now. Sends it over to Bridget Hughes. Hughes has some space, going to make a break, and puts on the brakes. Right back up top to the hot hand, Ava Meredith. Inside, shot, bounce shot, save. Ball bounces out in front. Great job. Gannon picks it up. Gannon gonna try for herself. That ball gets knocked loose, but a whistle. And she'll have a look. And you can hear an animated Westwood bench right now. They're trying to will their players with the final 3 minutes 46 as the clock is running still, to try and get within arm's reach. Gannon, shot, scored! Erin the Cannon Gannon.
Well, you can't say Westwood isn't going to make it interesting here the last 3:37.
They're making it very interesting. Erin the Cannon Gannon on the board. Right back to the draw. That will stop the clock. So the clock stopped at 3:37. 4-goal lead for Franklin. Critical face-off upcoming. Allie Harrington, Hughes to her left, Gannon to her right. Wolverines showing some fight here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, if you have any, positive takeaway, it's that they're not giving up here.
Ball on the ground. Not much room to work with.
We're gonna.
Oh,
and that
Harrington
should
hits the
be
ground.
A penalty.
They're gonna call it on Harrington. No. They're going to change it. It's going to be Westwood's ball. Harrington hit the ground.
The clock is continuing to run with the confusion
the clock
as
is
well.
running. Oh, no, so it is going to stay with Franklin.
I'm not
Harrington
sure.
hit the turf.
She was pushed.
And then she then switched the direction of her arm.
I don't know what the call was there, Morgan.
I don't know how you call that when someone's on the ground, that got knocked on the ground.
Officiating has been, unfortunately, one of the
At
things
this
with
point,
this game.
Franklin's just going to
try to
and
run
drain
it out.
the clock.
100%. That's the right strategy here. Just run this out. Westwood has the momentum, so if you can just run it out and maintain possession, that's all you need to do. But, part of this game as well.
There we go.
There's
Picked
a steal.
off. Erin Gannon picks it off. She's going the other way. Makes a nice pass over to Mandeville. Just goes over her head. It's working its way towards the sideline. It's going to stay in bounds, but picked up by Franklin. Franklin tiptoe on the sideline as Wolverines 3-4. Keeps it in bounds. and does a good job of playing keep away. Hughes got a piece of that one as it's working its way towards the sideline, out of bounds. It's gonna be Westwood ball. Westwood has it with 2 minutes, 4 seconds remaining. Franklin did not like that,
Nope.
saying that, thought that was out. It looked like it had a couple feet.
You know, I'd imagine both teams have their own thoughts on some
certainly
of the
do.
officiating
Yeah.
today. It's, you know, been a bit of a
Ooh,
and there's
contact there.
a no call.
Gannon picks it up, knocked out of her stick again. Picks it up, knocked out again.
So Franklin now, another player hits the turf, and there's the whistle. As you hear
It's
some
just
of the fans
interesting
chirping.
calls. There's a bunch of contact, and then the slightest, we get a whistle. Oh,
And there's the whistle.
that is a physical play. So the clock at 1:16 still running.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately.
Not going to be enough time here for the Wolverines.
But you know, some positives to take away from this game at the end of the day as the clock continues to. Oh, the clock is actually stopped here. So they've stopped the clock.
So they're going to take Lizzie Weeman off.
I-
I don't know why.
I'm not
She
sure.
bleeding?
Maybe she
might-
hit the.
she
she'll-
ble-
well, if she hit the head or
Yeah,
off
it
the
was
turf
a
too
heavy
hard, that could
hit,
be.
so they might need
the
Paul
check.
to take a look.
Yeah, that.
She hit the turf pretty hard.
Paul's
She's a
talking
tough
to her
kid
right
though.
now,
She's a
but
basketball player.
yeah.
She's hit a court is a lot harder than the turf.
Yeah, she's okay. She appears to be okay. But like you said, you know, clock kind of running out here for the Wolverines, but a lot of positives to take away. They are still fighting here with a minute left, and you know that's what you want to see out of a good team. A team that doesn't give up even when it looks like it's over. You know, and that's another huge hit. And
Yeah,
that was a scary collision.
that
on
was
the
big
field.
time collision.
Clock continues to run.
Stop the
And
the
the-
clock is running. The clock's been running for a while, so
It's happened a few times here, and there's a lot of
I've seen it running while after whistles.
A lot of confusion this last minute, unfortunately. A lot of, not sure what happened, but
So Ava Meredith going to have an angle. She's got 3 goals. She had 3 in a row until Erin Gannon scored for the Wolverines. She's going to have a look to score 4 of the last 5.
yeah, but
Ball takes contact, and she's going to have a better angle now.
to go back to my point for the end of this, the wrapping up of this game, you know, at the very least, Westwood kept in it. They fought hard. They didn't give up. You know, that's a big positive to take away. Obviously, not the result you wanted, but this is a really tough Franklin team, one of the best in the state, and you showed a lot of fight at the end here. So,
Yeah, they sure did. Franklin, a good team,
absolutely.
but you know, a lot of things that Westwood, you know, can work on that, you know, are within reach. You know, it's Westwood not a less talented team.
No.
It's just about execution. Franklin came out and executed, started on the draws.
Yep.
And they maximized the draws with goals.
A little bit of luck in there
And they
as
had
well.
a lot of ground balls. You know, the key is, can you get those balls on the ground? Can you win those possessions and have them go in your favor? And that's exactly what Franklin did today. And they are fired up after the win here. They're going to run down and celebrate with their goaltender. As they are, it's been a bit, as you can tell. It's been a little while since Franklin's beat Westwood, so
Yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit.
it's a regular
on their
season
radar.
Super Bowl for them.
Yeah. But, you know, they played a good game today, and for Westwood, ultimately a learning experience that they'll have to continue to grow from and take some lessons into the next game.
No question about
So,
it. So
overall,
Frank-
though, a lot of good signs from this team.
Yeah, so Franklin, 12-8 winners over the Wolverines. Wolverines made a nice effort to chip away in the fourth quarter, get within 4, but ultimately fell short. But that is going to be a learning experience for them. We're delighted to bring Westwood Media Center coverage to you folks, and looking forward to seeing you all again soon. And take care.